In this So Easy lesson, I'm going to show you how to make quick triangle squares. The benefit to this method is that you're not cutting triangles to begin with. You're starting with squares, you sew them, just 2 lines of sewing, and then cut them apart. So they come out more perfectly, more easily. Let me show you how. I've cut out my squares according to the instructions, and these happen to be 3 1/8 inch square. And your instructions when you're using this method include the seam allowances, which you will need for making the triangles. So just follow the instructions for your cutting, and then you're ready to do your marking. Now, this is the wonderful tool from Fons and Porter for making these triangles, and you'll notice that on one end there's a corner, so you just match that up, and then on the other end there's this line down the center, so match that up with the point there, and then using your marking tool, draw a line on each side of the tool. This is the Fons and Porter chalk pencil, and I'm using the white, which goes really well on the navy blue. There are other colors, for instance there's a blue which would work better on a different color, but I find that the white works really well here. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to put my squares right sides together and match up the raw edges, and now I'm ready to sew. I'm starting my stitching over on this right hand line, and all I do is stitch along the line. On the Baby Lock sewing machine, I find I can just start right at the edge without a starting strip. It works really well. So I've done that first one, and now I'll do the other side. So now you can see my 2 lines of stitching, and I'm just going to cut straight across from diagonal to diagonal. It really doesn't matter because you've already done the stitching, so it doesn't matter where you cut. That's just seam allowance. And what will happen now is that you'll have 2 triangles forming a square. So now I'm going to press my squares, my triangles, into squares, and all I do is press towards the darker fabric, which is usually what we do. I'm also going to trim these little babies off. You can do them with your rotary cutter, or you can do them with scissors. It's just neater patchwork and things match better. So there you have it. So easy, triangle squares.